Good evening. This is Zella Wilson. Our group project was on substance abuse. Our other members include Brianna Davenport, Jennifer Zoller-Rouse, and Lisa White. A quick overview of what we're going to talk about in our presentation includes just a general definition of substance abuse, some other information that generally regards the issue, and then we're going to also talk about some examples of local resources that we did find, and also include our evaluation of whether we felt those were sufficient for what the community needs. So, in asking what substance abuse it's really is using drugs that are not just going to harm yourself personally, but it's going to lead you to harm those around you. We know that this is a widespread issue. It doesn't touch just one culture or one age group. It affects so many people of so many different walks of life. And it also leads to many problems both in their home life and their professional career. It causes so many problems as well in relationships with in that home life with their family and their friends. It's a very, very large, very serious issue that requires a lot of different options for treatments that are very multifaceted. So when we're talking about the growth of substance abuse, we know this can actually start before birth. A mother can pass a lot of these issues to her child through the womb, both from alcohol and any other type of drug. We also know that there are millions of Americans, sadly, who are substance abusers. And like I had mentioned before, it touches both male and female and adolescent all the way up through the elderly. When looking to recognize substance abuse itself, we know that those who are addicted to a substance can lose control of their actions and their emotions when they're using. And despite all of the negative things that entails, they will generally keep on using that substance. And that it also causes them to withdraw from whatever their normal daily routine is, whatever their life is, anything that they like or enjoy, they will stop doing. And from that and the drug abuse itself, go into a depression. So when talking about recovering from substance abuse, like I had mentioned before, this really needs to be multifaceted. Along with complete abstinence, not touching that alcohol or that drug in any way, you need to be offered both individual and group sort of therapy sessions, and something that you can have after you complete your initial inpatient treatment, a sober living facility or something like that can really help you transition into getting back to your normal life. We also know 12-step programs are very beneficial, and there's also some medical drugs and sort of things like that can actually help people discontinue their use, but that needs to be with a doctor's supervision and in addition to other therapies. So there's many local resources. We found that there was some faith-based and some non-faith-based ones. There was a lot of specific treatments that they offered, both for men and women, for children, and after initial treatment, there was a lot of sober living communities available, and also some opportunities for job training and furthering their education. Our first example is Freedom House of Greenville. This was a faith-based organization. Their mission statement was to develop faith-centered men and women who are free from their addictions. So this serves multiple parts of the population, and it serves more than just an alcohol treatment facility, but any other sort of substance as well. Our next example is Home with a Heart. They were located in Liberty. They are specific to men who have struggled with using drugs and alcohol. They do implement that 12-step program, and their treatment, that the inpatient treatment, lasts for 8 weeks and is heavily based on scripture and Christian principles. And they also have several different thrift stores that they use to help support and fund that program. Miracle Hill Ministries, this was one of my favorite resources that we found. They do offer a program specifically men, which is what we're going to kind of go through right now. But as you'll see from the photo, they also have what's called their Renewal Center, and this is specific to women. So it's very cool that they offer both services to men and women in different housing areas. This one is actually a little bit longer. It's 27 weeks, and they do implement that 12-step program. They do have Christian-based curriculum as well, and they also offer that group and individual therapy sessions and counseling. And they also have what they call transitional housing. So they really are helping equip people for not just through their initial treatment, but after that. Very, very cool resource in the community. Shalom House Ministries, this was another one. This is specific for women, and they had a really cool antique mall that they actually staff by the women who have gone through their program to help them attain, more job skills or just transition back into a work environment. It was a very neat example of something geared very specific and very long-term. For our overall evaluation, we found that Central South Carolina and all the way through Greenville really did do a wonderful job of providing needs that were both multifaceted and for many different groups of the population. It was they had a lot of really good resources, both individual and group therapy, faith-based or non-faith-based, and sober living, as well as inpatient things. So we felt like no matter what need that individual had, there really was an organization willing and able to assist them. Our paper also did talk a little bit about what insurance for some of them did cover, and it seemed like there was some that really tried very hard to make sure that person was supported and didn't have to worry about the financial aspect of their treatment. So just a quick review. First, we talk about some definitions of what substance abuse was. We know that it is very serious and covers a wide range of people. We also learned that there's a lot of resources available, both faith-based and not, for so many different areas of the population. I didn't mention, but they also had Alateen programs for teenagers and children in a specific range. There's so much that is available. So in our evaluation, we really found that there was a lot that was offered to substance abusers in our community. It was a very fun and educational thing to go through this project. And we really learned a lot, and we're happy to learn that there was so many programs available for those who need it.